What's up and welcome back to Rumor Has It Official. Let's get straight into talking about 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After. This is season 5, episode 3, and the title of this episode is Seeds of Discontent. Let's start off with Paul and Karini. So Karini says her goodbyes to her family, and she is still hesitant to move to America, but Paul is hoping that they will stay in America permanently and make Kentucky their home. Now, on the way to the airport, Karini says that she's happy but sad as well because her mother is crying. I mean, it really is a sad moment. Her mother doesn't trust Paul and she's worried. Karini says that her relationship with Paul has been good, but as of late, it's been a bit hectic between them and stressful because of the trip. Karini says her goodbyes to her mom one last time once they get to the airport. And again, it was a really sad moment. You could tell it was really hard for her mom to let go. And I don't know, I would have wanted Paul to go back first if I was her, so that he could get a job and a place for his family to live. And I think that this move is going to put a lot of strain on their marriage. Comment down below, let me know your thoughts, and let's move right along to Colt and Jess. So Colt and Jess got into an argument because she wanted to hang out with her friends, and it's Colt's last day in Chicago, so he wants to try and smooth things over before he leaves. Jess says that she's mad at Colt because she doesn't like the fact that he tries to control her, adding that she loves him, but he needs to change. Jess tells Colt that he needs to learn to compromise, and Colt says that he wants things to work between them. I'm really trying to figure out if Jess just wants to stay in America or if she really likes Colt. What do you think? Comment below your thoughts. Now, once they talk things out, they decide to enjoy the rest of their day and sightsee. Next thing you know, they show us a clip of these two dancing. Now, there's a lot of things that I wish I could unsee, and this is definitely one of those things. The way Colt was jumping around all off beat like a little toddler in a diaper, bouncing to Baby Shark, do 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 do. It was just too much. It was a hot mess, actually. Jess and Colt talk about long distance and him going to Brazil to meet her family. Comment down below and let me know your thoughts, and let's move right along to Larissa. So Larissa said her immigration case is making her feel really sad, and she just wishes that she could have a man by her side that she can talk to and who understands her. She adds, dating in LA is frustrating because guys on the dating sites always put on their profiles that they like tacos and hiking. She goes on to say that she doesn't have interest in going hiking with anyone because she considers that to be cheap. I don't see how that's cheap. Maybe I'm just a laid back kind of woman. I don't know. I like romantic dinners as well, but I also like Taco Tuesdays or pizza or just spending quality time, so I don't know. Maybe that's her problem. She's not being open. Her motives aren't pure. She isn't looking for love. She's looking for a man with a big bank account who can spoil her and she won't have to work. She could just mooch off of. That's just what I feel. Period, point blank. So maybe she does need a sugar daddy. That seems more up her alley. Now, in this next scene, Larissa gets ready for her blind date, and she says that she was told that this man is well established. So she's excited to go on a date with a man that's not cheap. These were her words. She's hoping that they'll have a good connection. So later that night, Larissa shows up for her date, and he's waiting there in front of the restaurant to greet her like a gentleman, and he even gives her a gift. Now, first impressions, Larissa feels he's attractive and has a great sense of style. Now, I don't know if he told her to open her gift, but I would have waited until I got in the car or when I got home. She starts reading her card, and her date, Matt, that's his name, he tells the camera crew that Larissa's absolutely beautiful and well put together. He adds the best thing that could happen is they have great chemistry, and from here on out, they'll be together forever. They get into the date, okay? And they start getting to know each other, and Larissa starts telling too much on this first date. Too much. This would scare anyone off. So once she started telling him about her failed marriage, how toxic it was, her kids, and how they are still in Brazil and her tail is down here, and how she was arrested 3 times, I knew right then and there that she probably never see this man or hear from him again. Larissa says that when she gets nervous, she starts talking too much, and that she did. Her date is unsure if Larissa is looking for true love or citizenship, because he said, what are you looking to gain? I think something like that. What are you looking to gain out of a relationship? What are you looking for in your man, or something like that? And she said citizenship. So what is it? Do you want love? No. Like I said, she need to get her a sugar daddy, because she is not looking for real, true love. She's not. At least she doesn't give off that vibe. So I need you to comment down below your thoughts on that scene with Larissa and her blind date. And let's move on to Andrei and Elizabeth. So Elizabeth and Andrei video chat with Andrei's parents to inform them of their arrival and the wedding that's going to take place in Moldova. They're both very happy about this news, his parents, and they seem like such sweet people. What happened to their son? What happened? Andrei is taking the lead in this convo, and Elizabeth speaks some of their language, but it still seems as though she needs him to translate what's, going on, what the conversation is about, which he's not really doing. So he tells his parents that they'll be staying with them for 3 weeks. Elizabeth, on the other hand, planned to get a hotel, or I think she said rent an apartment for their stay. And on top of all of that, they never discussed the length of time that they would be staying there. Once they end the video call, Elizabeth is not happy that Andrei is making all of these plans without her consent. And Andrei is very nonchalant. He really doesn't care what she thinks, to be honest. That's the vibe he gives off. And Elizabeth and Andrei come to an agreement that if she stays 3 nights with his parents and she doesn't like it, then they have to both agree to staying with her family under one roof together. Comment down below your thoughts, and let's move right along to Tanya and Sinjin. So today is Sinjin's first job interview at an Irish pub. Before his interview and Tanya's doctor's appointment, he helps her shower. And to me, for someone who doesn't have a job, he seems to be a bit irritated that she's asking him for help. I don't know. I just got those type of vibes. Now, once Sinjin gets to this job interview, he talks too doggone much. It's what I was thinking while watching it. To me, he should only be answering the questions presented to him. The owner of the bar says, and I believe it's the owner, but the man who was interviewing him says Sinjin is very chatty. He's a very chatty guy. The way that man was looking at him as Sinjin was talking to him about everything other than about the job he was applying for was hilarious. Being that after this interview, Sinjin was kind of unsure if he got the job or not, he started to drink instead of heading back home so that he could hunt and apply for other jobs just in case this one doesn't come through. Comment down below your thoughts, and let's move right along to Angela. So Angela goes to see her lawyer because her daughter Skyla told her that if she goes to see a lawyer to get a will, that she'll consider going to Nigeria to be a witness for their wedding. Her lawyer tells her that he actually received an update on the K1 visa process. They're waiting on the denial letter to find out why it was denied and if they can even appeal it. So the update is that Department of State sent their case to USCIS. I guess that's what he said. Her case was moved from Nigeria to the US, so this makes her very hopeful. Her lawyer adds that they need to wait and push the wedding back as far as possible until they receive the denial letter so that they can see if it was because they don't believe in the relationship, they don't believe it's real, or is Michael the problem? He tells the camera crew that there's a possibility that there is information about Michael that is with the embassy in Nigeria. He tells Angela if there is an issue that they won't be able to get him in under the fiance or spousal visa. Angela really does want to wait on the fiance visa because she wants the 90 days to see if Michael can handle living under the same roof with her 6 grandkids, her mom, and Skyla. Comment down below your thoughts, and let's move right along to Kalani and Asuelu. So Kalani goes to pick up her son/husband from work, but while he's at work, he decides to FaceTime his sister to tell her that he's coming to Samoa and bringing the kids. I don't think that she actually agreed to that yet. She said she would consider it or think about it, But I don't think she actually said yes. So he's already calling his sister at lunch while he's at work and away from Kalani and telling her that they are, in fact, coming and bringing the kids. His sister is mad bold, telling him, when is he going to send money? And while I understand that it's completely normal and it might be traditional in his culture that if, I guess one leaves off to go to America, they send back money to their families. While I understand that, I just don't understand why he won't speak up and say that he can barely provide for his wife and 2 boys, so he can't send her anything. Moving off of that, though, the rest of the conversation, she tells him that they recently had a measles outbreak and many kids are dying from it. Asuelu doesn't seem to be fazed or taking it seriously because he says he still wants to come. Now, moving on, they show Kalani going to pick him up from work. He's now in the car. They're riding in the car, okay? And Kalani says to Asuelu, does he want to go and get food? And like a little kid, he's like, yes, please. So when they pull up to this cafe, or I'm assuming it was a cafe, Kalani is trying to get their oldest son out of the car. And Asuelu is like, hurry, baby, I'm hungry. Like a little kid, like, dude. She's clearly trying to get one of your sons out of the car. While Asuelu orders his food, Kalani seems to be very amused. Or is it that she's laughing because she's embarrassed? I can't tell which one it is. Asuelu tells Kalani about the measles outbreak and she wants to schedule an appointment with the doctor to see if it would be the best thing to give the youngest baby a shot for this trip at his age. Asuelu tells the camera crew that he feels so mad and upset about the measles outbreak because he wants to take his kids back home to experience his culture and island. Comment down below your thoughts and let's move right along to Colt and Jess. So Colt is going back home, and on the flip side, Jess goes to have drinks with her friends. They discuss Colt's stay in Chicago, and Jess says that she believes her friends don't like Colt because he was controlling. They saw a controlling side to him, and they didn't like that. She adds that she doesn't like that either and knows her friends are just trying to protect her, so she'll listen to what her friends have to say. Jess seems to be more concerned with his woman friend, Vanessa. What do you all think about Jess's blonde-headed friend? I didn't catch her name. She's always very vocal about her thoughts, and she was kind of jamming Colt up a little bit that first time he met her friends. Now, moving on, Jess tells her family, and if her father tells her that Colt is not good for her, then she's finished and done with Colt. Comment down below your thoughts. Let's move on to Paul and Karini. So they finally arrive in America, and Paul says that he's really nervous and hopes everything goes smoothly. To greet and pick them up from the airport is Paul's mom. His mom says that she loves seeing her grandson and talks to Karini while Paul struggles with loading their luggage. His mom says that she doesn't want Paul staying with her because he would be relying on her for everything. And he has a family now that he has to think about. On the way to the hotel, the baby starts crying, and it's obvious that it's a hungry cry. Being that Karini was not told and doesn't know the rules, she pulls the baby out of the car seat to breastfeed him. Paul starts going off and telling her that she's breaking the law and for the mom to pull the car over. The more appropriate way to handle that situation would have been to say to his mom, kindly, could you pull over so that Karini can breastfeed the baby? Instead, he and his mom start going back and forth, and Karini breastfed the baby and then put the baby back in the car seat. Paul still carried on fussing, even after the baby is now in the car seat. He's so mad to the point where he gets out of the car in the middle of traffic and decides to walk to the hotel. Comment down below your thoughts and let's move on to Andrei and Elizabeth. So Elizabeth goes wedding dress shopping with her mom and sisters, and during this try on, Elizabeth tells them that the dress has to be conservative and that she can't show any cleavage or skin. They pick a couple dresses, and one of her sisters is upset because she can't go to Moldova. She feels as though Andrei made this wedding short notice so that the family, Elizabeth's family, can't be there. To be honest, I don't think he even cares if they're there or not, but only cares that her dad is footing the bill. In all fairness, when they had their first wedding, his family wasn't able to be there. So this wedding is really for his side of the family. I think that's fair. I mean, they were present and a part of the first. I don't know. Do you all think that Elizabeth's sister's feelings are valid in this situation? Comment below. So they feel like they're being robbed of seeing Elizabeth have her dream wedding. So I'm assuming the first wedding wasn't. I thought it was a beautiful wedding. I don't know. I mean, Elizabeth picks her dress and it's showing mad cleavage. So they bring out this fur to wrap around her. And I'm sorry, but it looks a mess. It takes away from you being able to really see the dress and the details and just the character of the dress. I just did not like them adding that fur on her. You couldn't see the detail or anything. And maybe it was because she wasn't made up, like her makeup and hair wasn't kind of like made up with whatever accessory she'll wear. I don't know. Maybe it'll look better on the actual day, but I didn't like it once they put that fur around her. It really just took away from the dress. Comment down below your thoughts, and let's go back to Paul and Karini. So Karini sees that Paul is very stressed once they make it to the hotel and says to him, "Do you like drama?" To me, Paul is always storming off. He's infamous for that mess. It'd be the smallest stuff and he just takes off. Y'all remember when him and Karini were fighting last season and he ran off and went into the chicken coop, or like the very first time he went to see her and he told her about his criminal past and he just takes off running into the swamps, and it just was just a hot mess. Like, he's always taking off. So he's a hot flipping mess. I just don't know what else to say. So once they arrive to the hotel, Paul's mom kisses them goodbye and tries to kiss Paul, and he tells her don't kiss him on the lips. Now, he knows doggone well that if Karini wasn't around, he would let his mama kiss him on the lips, just like his creepy tail cut a piece of her hair and was sniffing it and had it inside a little Ziploc baggie. So he know that's the type of bond he got with his mama. I don't know why he trying to front in front of Karini. Now, they get to their room, right? And Paul already wants to know what Karini doesn't like about America. And my thing is, dang, the girl just got here. She hasn't even had the opportunity to explore yet. Like, she literally got off the flight, went into another car, and came straight to the hotel. So Karini thought since she was coming to America that she would have more support from Paul's family, or that they would be staying with them, but she does understand that his parents want him to be more independent. Paul has exhausted all his help and support because Paul was mooching off of them before he even went to Brazil. So Karini says that she's given Paul this chance and opportunity to step it up and take care of them. But if Paul doesn't keep his promises, then she doesn't know how long she will stay in America. Comment down below your thoughts, and let's move on to Angela. So Angela says the major roadblock that stops her from marrying Michael in Nigeria is her daughter, Skyla. She's hoping Skyla would jump on board and agree after she took her advice and went to see a lawyer about getting a will in place. This scene right here seemed rehearsed to me. By the way, Angela and her daughter were going back and forth. I don't know. Skyla says that she thought about it and she doesn't want to. She doesn't feel like she should do something like this and support something that she doesn't truly believe in. She says she has to work and take care of her kids and grandmother. Angela doesn't like the answer. She doesn't like that the answer is no. So she video calls Michael, and the way that Michael hopped out of that bed, she know the time difference is mad. Like, while she's up and enjoying her day, he's probably most likely asleep. So he was knocked out, and Angela called him disrupting his peaceful sleep. This whole scene just seems scripted to me. I don't know. Comment down below your thoughts, and let's go back to Kalani and Asuelu. So Kalani and Asuelu go to the doctors in this scene to see if it's an option to go to Samoa still. I was so weak when Kalani pulled out the disinfectant wipes before they sat down, because I feel like I was just looking at myself like I'm the same way. And if a chair looks suspect, I'm not sitting on it. So Asuelu says that he is aware that the measles outbreak is scary, but he really misses his dad and sister. He still thinks that it's safe for his kids to go. Okay, so when Kalani whipped out her titty and started breastfeeding Oliver, her oldest, I mean, I believe that is he like 2 or 3 years old by now? And I'm just thinking, like, should he be off of the titty by now? I don't know, because I saw his teeth, and I know that has to be painful breastfeeding him, and he has like a full roll of teeth in his mouth. Moms, what do you think? Comment down below. Is Oliver still of age to be getting breastfed? I don't know. Okay, so moving on. Once Asuelu hears from the doctor's mouth that it's safe for the youngest to get a vaccination early, he runs with that. The doctor adds that it's their choice, but if they can wait, that would be her recommendation. But all he hears is that they can give the baby the shot early. He isn't thinking about the best interests of the kids, only that he wants to go back home. Asuelu tries to dictate and make the decision by saying that they want to get the vaccination, but Kalani says to the doctor that she would feel more comfortable waiting and not going at all. When the doctor leaves, Asuelu says, is she the doctor or nurse? Like, women can't be doctors. Asuelu has been in America for a hot minute now, so he should be used to seeing women doctors. Asuelu just need to be quiet. He really does. He's just a kid to me. That's how I look at him. It's just a kid, immature kid. I just can't see him as a grown man, y'all. So Asuelu feels like Kalani needs to relax when it comes to the boys and says it's a really small risk if the boys get a vaccine. Comment down below your thoughts, and let's move on to Larissa. So Larissa hasn't heard back from her blind date, and I can't say that I'm surprised. She ran her mouth too much, too soon. In this scene, Larissa goes to get body sculpting done, and this wasn't her first time. So the question comes up again, where is she getting the money to do all this stuff? Now, I know she has a large following, so is she bartering by telling them that she will promote the business so that she can get free sessions? I don't know what in the world is going on. How's this girl getting the money to be buying all this stuff and doing all this stuff in LA? Because LA can be very expensive. Okay. Larissa tells the lady that she heard that Colt has a new girlfriend and she feels like she should warn Jess about Colt. Comment down below your thoughts, and let's move on to Tanya and Sinjin. So while Sinjin was at his interview, Tanya went to her doctor's appointment. She has a long road of recovery ahead of her. The doctor tells her a minimum of 6 to 12 months is how long that she'll be able to see if she can even bartend again. And even with that, it would just be a trial to see if she can even handle that. So Tanya says that bartending has always been her moneymaker, and she realizes that she'll have to rely on Sinjin a lot more than she normally would. When Sinjin gets home, Tanya can tell he's been drinking. She could smell it on his breath when she gives him a kiss, and she updates him about her appointment, and it just seems like to me that he wants to be the one being taken care of. He should just be willing to easily step up to the plate as being her man and her husband. I don't understand what is wrong with these men. What is going on? And I don't understand why these women are picking these types of men, because then they later complain about what they're doing. Maybe you shouldn't have rushed so soon and marry somebody without really getting to know them and seeing how, they would operate in the marriage. How would they be good providers? If something was to happen, would they really be there to help you and not complain and huff and puff? And, he just acts like he has it so hard. I don't get it. Ugh. So like I said, when she updates him about her appointment, it just seems like to me that, he wants to be the one being taken care of. Tanya is telling him that she'll get arthritis in her foot at some point, and Sinjin starts arguing her down, saying that that's not what the doctor told him. Tanya feels frustrated because she can't be vulnerable with her husband. Sinjin has had all the time to figure this crap out, but I thought Tanya as well for not holding him accountable. She allowed him for this long to not do anything. You know, I mean, she allowed him to be a bum. So it kind of is what it is. I really need to hear your thoughts on this episode of 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After. This is season 5, episode 3. And the title of this episode is Seeds of Discontent. Comment down below your thoughts on this recap. Give this video a big thumbs up. Share with a friend who also loves watching 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you'll be notified on the next time that I make an upload. And I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.